Alright, so I dare say this is going to probably be a 2-3 day job. So we've got the trailer loaded up, so this is going to be a full off-grid system. I'm not exactly sure where the address is yet, but yeah, so we've got all our batteries here, our electronic battery cabinet, panels. So we actually have 44 going on this one, and we've got all the nicks and knacks like feet and inverter, and the rail right here, fair few of them. So I'll show you what we're going to do when we get out there. Some of it I assume is going to be on a roof, and then some of it's actually going to be on like a slanted frame. So we're heading out to the job now, so sit back and enjoy the ride. As I said before, this is a fully off-grid, bit of a mission, full drive track. You can definitely, this is the road in. It should get pretty chaotic. This is what we do, off-grid. Alright, so the road is pretty wild. So we're going to send Johnson up to find out if the actual shed is up there, because a lot of these off-grid jobs, like, of course they're in the middle of nowhere, but like you can definitely see, check this truck out.
Fully loaded and it's in fucking leap mode.
Fully loaded, and yeah, it's definitely gonna be a mission getting up here.
And I'll try and get away in here, and Johnson's gonna have to pull it.
Yeah.
We'll just have to unhook it there. Pull this.
Unreal. It's an off-grid job at its finest. We've just been bogged.
We'll be right.
The first part of the job is going up and marking out the roof. Alright, we're on the roof, so next up we throw the tape measure along on the ground, on the box. We've already worked out how many panels will go up here and will go. So one thing you also need to know is how many strings you've got and how many panels are going on that string. I'll put this down, put it on time lapse, and then we'll mark this roof out, get ready to throw the feet down. Alright, so what we're doing just there is, before we start, we want to try and find center of the roof. And now we've found center, we can start to mark out where our panels are going to go. We've found where our feet are going to go, mark that out, and now what I'll start doing is I'll start running the feet out, placing them where they need to go, and then I'll come back through with my impact driver, take all the old screws out, put the feet down, put new screws in. Alright, so now all that's left to do, so you can see I've got my feet down. Still need a few more feet to finish off this side and the other side. But all these screws, you got your 5/16 bit, which a lot of, like all your sheds, they'll always build with your 5/16 screw. And then I've also got my 3/8 bit. So then once I take this screw out, I'll just put a bigger screw in, make it a lot stronger. side is almost complete. So I've just got some more feet just here. You can see this blank area, but all the feet up here now are all done. So now what's left to do, just grab this rail right here, which Jace has already done up for me, and then I'll just start putting them down on the feet. And also one thing I wanted to mention is, like, a lot of these roofs, like especially this one, it's colorbond. Tiles, it doesn't matter so much, but roofs like this, so you can see like all the, it's flat and then it's rid and it's flat. If you walk along the screw lines, like if you walk along these screw lines, but if you go in between the screw lines, you'll probably dent this and like eventually it'll leak water. So ideally what you want to do is walk along your screw line to get to the other end, or put your feet sideways and walk through like that. So this is where the off-grid system is going. So just in here, this corner here, I'll be able to show you when this is all completed. But we've got a cabinet, a Selectronic, our batteries, and our inverter just on this wall here, where it all goes. Yeah.
You go same. You
Side.
go. Now you go up again.
Yeah,
Please wait. Countdown. Future momentum. That's us here. Sale tomorrow. Josh Stephan.
Where's that?
So now we're up to the earthing. So quickly show you. So this conduit will just run through here, like here. So I'll prepare that now. I'll just grab my grinder, put my earplugs in, and then I'll just put a little V in it. So when we feed the earth cable through, we just pull it up, cut it, and attach it to our rail. Earthing all the rails out, well, only every second rail. There's no need to do every single one. So I'll quickly show you. So the first one, you don't have to do this one down here because it comes straight out. So that'll be earth. You'll skip one, then you'll go to the next one, like that. And so yep, check it out. So you'll be coming just a bit under it, a bit over it, sorry. Mark it just there, come in on an angle. Like that. So as you can see, we've got a hole now. So when our earth cable comes through, I'll just scoop that out, pull enough length, cut it, and earth it to my rail just here. Alright, my earthing has been, the conduit for the earthing has been cut. So just all along here now, it's all cut. Now what we'll do, we'll get stainless ties and tie it to the rail, and then throw our DC line through and our earth. Alrighty, we are all loaded. We've got our ply to mount our Selectronic and all that kind of jazz. And now every good day starts with a coffee. So thank you, McDonald's. Definitely getting a bit warm now, so off with the jumper, on with the hat. On with the hat. I think if I tip it up like that, I feel like Mary Poppins or something. Alright, so this is our little map, how everything's going to go. So on this roof, just here, we've got all our panels, which will be on a tilt frame. These panels here, which will just be on the little incline closer to us on the north side. And then this will just be on the awning. So as you can see, it's positive to negative, positive to negative. So we've got two sides. So this is our A side and this is our B side. So as you can see here, we've already labeled it. So A, B, A, B, A, B. And then also we've got our returns coming here, which our DC cables will come out, run down here, and then I'll wire in to these two just here, which will return back. With a lot of these, you'll also need a return. So that's what you can see here. So this is just a return cable, because you need it like to all go in the same circuit, and in order to go the same circuit you need a return cable. So I'll just take a break from the roof, jump down, grab a drink of water, stay hydrated. So I'll take in, show what Chris is doing. So just watch him, just marking everything up now. So what we've got is just a bit of box section, and as we showed you earlier, just our flyboard, and then everything will mount onto it. So this is also your little earth lug as well, as you can see it there. So all we do is just unscrew, not screw, screw that, and then this part here, it's called a weeb. So all that does is sits in the rail like that, and then once that tightens down, this little weeb will push down onto the rail, allowing proper earthing. And then just this part here is just grab an Allen key, undo it, put your cable in there, tighten it down, and then gel spray over the top. Alright, cool, so that's what they look like. So when they're in the rail, they just look like that. I'll show you where the real magic happens. What allows it to be off-grid is due to like the batteries and inverters and all that. So I'll just quickly take you through, and I'll film my boss talking about it, and then you'll get a better understanding and an explanation that I'd actually be able to do.
That's pretty close, that. Yep. Go take it.
I do.
So run that. There we can have the two ARL charge controllers here and here. Have the isolators beside, and then mount our front east inverter on that side. Isolators underneath for the batteries. Rear entry, do your cut. You probably cut that down there. Do you reckon?
Yeah, the only thing is we got, so these are 2 4-metre lengths, so we got this down here, and then the other off cut, I'll just put it on the side, and it's sort of over here. So
If you need me to get a bit of angle or a bit more,
yeah,
we can.
need a smidge more.
But if you have it just down here, you can cut that just further in. And that way it can just sort of sneak in there and you won't have a seam.
Yeah.
That way you can undo these and just fold that out.
Yeah.
And that would look like a full piece then.
Yeah.
So, no, that's looking good. Looking real good. What do you reckon, Waldo?
Looking pretty good.
Sweet. In behind that cut. That way when you pull that out, you just slide it in and set it in that one, you push in, and you just leave your screw, save you buying a hole, another length of steel.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright. That's fucking sweet. It's gonna be good.
Alright, there goes the boss man on site. Say goodbye. Now, for our rail, I'll be just using a stainless steel zip tie. So just like this, and just my needle nose pliers. So any apprentices out there that are starting to do solar, make sure you get yourself a pair of needle nose pliers. So just slide it under there, like that. And I'll quickly show you what I'm doing. Alright, so just slide that through, and that, put a bit of tension on it, and then just trim your excess off, like this. Leave yourself a little bit of a tail, and just grab it like that. Oh, missed it. Grab it like that, just give them a twist, and then it'll just tighten it up. Let it go. And it'll just sit nicely like that, secured to the rail. So all good. So now I'll go along and pretty much do this to every rail. Just run our earth cable through. Give them a snip. God, I've been stripping so much cable, I'm starting to get blisters. Look at that. But anyway, so just strip that. As an apprentice, make sure we clean our mess up after we're done. And then put these together. Like that. And then that just goes into there like that. Bit of gel spray and this is just connecting the earth to the earth clip. So all you do is just feed it in there like that, tie it down like that, or if you've got an impact drive with the bit you can use it. But then also use your gel spray. So I always just put a bit of cardboard around like this. Like that. And then what the gel spray is for is just protects it from any rust. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So panels are ready to go down now. So feet are down, rails are down, earthing's done, our DC returns are done. And what's left to do now, you can see these two holes. We'll just put a deck tight over each, and so this is where our DCs will come out. So from the board we'll get our earth and our DCs. So I'll come through this hole, through this, and then we'll tuck them up along here, secure them nice and tight, and keep seal them so there's no moisture or anything get inside. and then that way we'll connect a DC to there and then run all the DCs along, earth down, and here they are. Sweet, got them. Alright, sweet. So we've got our DC lines as well. So Deck-Tite, as I said before, Deck-Tite, but what this will do, so we've got our DC and earth cables coming out of here, so that'll just sit over the top, and then we'll screw it down, silicone to seal it properly, and then it'll just stop any moisture going into the actual roof, and it'll seal this off nicely as well. So I'll get to it. So I've already started, but I'll see if I can find the other one. So here's the other one. As you can see, they don't come with a hole, so you got to cut the hole. So I normally just go one rib at a time, cut that one. If it's too small, cut that one, and vice versa. Alright, so all the rails are put down. So now I'll just change my 3/8 bit, and like I said, if you go back and watch a previous video, for all your apprentices out there, I go through what I used in my first year. So everything that I've explained in that video is what I'm currently using now. So like I said in my previous videos, if you like all this kind of content, can you do me a favour and just like, comment, subscribe? It'll help me out a lot. Alright, so I've jumped the gun a bit, so now I'll quickly take you for a tour. So I've got my stands and rail connected, so we come further along here, so you can see that's a jump, so that allows us to have our earth and our other DC lines running down to the inverter and the batteries. There's the other jumps, and just got a bit of gel spray to put on the hangs, which I'll quickly do now. You can watch me. I always have a bit of cardboard, spray in the air. Yep, it's working. Just like that. Bit of gel spray on it, like that. Stop all the rust, whatnot. And same again for this one. Cardboard. Making juicy and wet, and lucky last. Alright, so we've got our inverter. What's this one again, Chris?
MPPT.
Yep.
55 amp output on that one.
And this one?
Next one along 70 amp output.
Yep. And this is just your main.
This is our load center where all the circuits come in and go out.
And this over here is electronic.
Yeah, this electronic, that's our battery inverter. So that's what'll supply us our 240 supply from the batteries, which will be charged by the solar and generator if need be.
Yeah. And just this one over here.
That's our battery isolator.
Yeah.
And to the right hand side there, this electronic, that's the pre-charge, just to fire up the brains before we turn on the battery isolator.
All good. Alright, so all your apprentices ever get sick of losing your bits for your impact driver, I've got the solution now. So just one of these, connect all your bits on there like that, clip it to your belt, clip it to your bag, whichever you want to do, but you'll never lose your bits again if you use it. So if you're wanting something like this, link in the description below. Now the only thing left to do is to get these panels from here up to there and get them mounted. So like I said in the previously, this is our A pile, B pile, and our back pile on our slanted rails. So now one tool I'm going to be using is my very own Solar Caddy from Solar Tools. If you'd like one of these tools, I'll leave the link in the description below or up here somewhere, and then you'll be able to purchase your very own solar tool. But these make it so much safer to get the panels from down here to up there. So if there's a little bit of wind, it's sturdy to hold on, so you've still got one point of contact on the ladder, and you've also got a point and it's also locked in. Like, these are a brilliant idea. Like, at first we used to put our hand in the crease of the panel and then walk up like that, but you can't really, if there's a gust of wind or something, or if you lose your balance, it's really hard to hold on. So guys, keep safe, use your Solar Caddy. Alright, so I just went full send, and thanks to the Solar Caddy tool, I was able to do 12 panels all by myself safely, and no damage to the roof or the panels themselves. So I'll quickly show you what I've just done. So all them bad boys right there. So definitely I cannot explain enough how much that tool has helped me out. Like I said previously before, we're putting our palm of our hand in there in the crease and walking up like that, and like, you've got to think, like, if you get a gust of wind, that panel's going. And the best thing about the Solar Caddy is it actually locks in and you've got a firm grip and it's safe. So all you guys out there that want to know where to get this tool from, the link will be in the description, and let's get solar done safely and effectively. Alright, so now what's left to do? So now I've completed the back like I just showed you. So these are all the panels on the tilt frames. So the thing about tilt frame, like I said before, it's a way that these panels will actually be able to face true north. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a string line and clamps, and I'm going to clamp that one and that one, and I'll run a string line across them, and then what I'll do, I'll just slide them all down together, get them nice and straight. So then if any plane flies over, they go, God, look at that job, and then they'll know that job was done by Zero to qualified Sparky. Let's get it, lads. Alright, so like I said, what I need to do now is string line it. So tools required, 2 clamps and a string line. Sometimes it's better to have 4. And also I want to show you this cool toy that I've got, thing. So this is to hold all my bits. So for all you apprentices out there, if you want to buy yourself a pair of these, the link will be in the description down below or up here. So these are quite a good little tool. So because during solar, what you'll need is your Allen key bit, 5/16 and this 3/8, and also the connection for your impact driver to hold a socket. So, and instead of swapping over, putting one down and then having to walk back to it, the best thing about it, it's just on a carabiner with a lock. You can lock it if you want, you don't have to, but to lock it you just slide it up, twist it up, and it's locked. And you just slide it back down, and then when you finish with your tools, you've always got it strapped to your bag or your wherever you want on your person. So I'll just go straight through my pants like that, and while I'm doing it I can easily just swatch my attachment, put one attachment over there, back in here, and then one attachment in my impact driver. So this tool, like I said, I'll put the link in the description, and it's really cheap, $13. You can't go wrong, to be honest. Like, now that I've got it, it just makes my use of time so much better, and definitely can't fault it. Alright, so back to string lining. Alright, so now with string lining, what you want to do, you want to line it up off the first panel and the last panel. So I'm just making my way around the back now. So what I'll do with all the panels up here, I'll just pull them back a bit, and then once the string's down the bottom, I'll be able to push it right back down into place, and then I'll make sure they're all nice and straight. But there's many other ways that I've seen it. So I've seen it done with a level, but if you're using a string line, you can do a lot more. Like, it takes a little bit longer to set up, but I think the overall outcome of it is definitely a lot neater and better. Alright, so my string line is set. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but there it is there. You can just see it. So I think the glare, maybe, you probably won't be able to see it, but my string line's set. So what I'm going to do now, push everything into place. And also what you'll need for the next part is in between the panels, we call this a mid. And so as you can see, just in there, that's where the mid will sit, just in there, and it'll just evenly space them out, and it'll actually clamp them down to the rail. And what we need, so on every panel we need something called a weeb. Now it's a acronym for my boss did tell me it was something earth, something bonding, I can't remember. If anybody actually knows, like, put in the comments down below and let me know what it is. But what we need is a weeb. And so these, the way we do it, so say we start this corner up here, we put a weeb up here, we'll go weeb, then come down to here, weeb, and then you just zigzag it. So I'll have to ask my boss why we zigzag it and why we can't just do it in one straight line. But that's next two items we need is mid clamps and weebs. Well, that's it for the roof for the off-grid job. I'll give you a quick look around. Hey, look at that. That's just like solar porn right there.